Now, when most of us hear type 2 diabetes, our minds immediately jump to blood sugar. But here's the thing, focusing only on that is kind of like skipping to the final scene of a movie. So in this explainer, we're going to hit rewind and see the whole story. A huge systemic collapse where high blood sugar isn't the cause, but actually the very last domino to fall.
So this all brings us to a really important question, one that reframes everything we think we know. Is type 2 diabetes really just a blood sugar disease, or is that just one symptom of a much, much deeper problem?
And the short answer is a hard no. It's not. Type 2 diabetes isn't the start of the problem, it's the result of a much larger breakdown. Think of it as the final dramatic stage of a long and often silent metabolic failure.
To really get this, we've got to zoom out. We're not looking at one single disease in isolation. Instead, we're looking at a whole family of closely related conditions that all share the exact same origin story.
So when you see this list, don't think of them as separate issues. Think of them as different symptoms of the same underlying problem. Obesity, a fatty liver, gout, what doctors call metabolic syndrome, they're all chapters in the same book. And that book, well, it ultimately ends with type 2 diabetes.
So if all of these diseases are so tightly connected, what's the one thing that pushes over that very first domino? What starts the entire chain reaction? Well, the evidence is pretty overwhelming, and it points to one main culprit: excessive sugar.
Okay, to really wrap our heads around what's happening inside our bodies, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine your body is a huge, bustling city, and its way of managing energy, that's like a super sophisticated package delivery service. It's designed to be incredibly efficient, but like any system, it has its limits.
So here are the key players in our city. The glucose from your food, that's the packages, the fuel your cells need. Your cells are all the homes that need these packages to function. Insulin, that's the key that unlocks the door to each home. And your pancreas? That's the central dispatch office, sending out keys every time a new shipment of packages arrives. Pretty brilliant system, right?
And for a long, long time, this delivery system works perfectly. But the trouble starts when the city gets flooded with way more packages than it can handle, specifically from too much added sugar. Fructose, in particular, is a real problem here because it's almost all processed in the liver, where it gets turned into fat really, really easily.
So just how significant is this sugar flood we're talking about? Well, let this number sink in for a second. 26%.
That's it. That's the increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes you get from drinking just 1 or 2 sugary drinks a day. It's a perfect and kind of scary example of how quickly our city's delivery system can get totally and completely overwhelmed.
So let's move to the next stage of this breakdown. When the system is constantly flooded with sugar, something absolutely crucial starts to happen. The doors to the homes, well, they stop opening. This is the heart of the problem, and it's called insulin resistance.
So here's how it goes down. First, that sugar flood creates a constant, never-ending stream of packages. In response, the dispatch office, our pancreas, goes into overdrive, sending out a massive number of keys, or insulin. But the homes, our cells, they get really annoyed by the constant knocking. So they become desensitized and just start ignoring the keys. And the result? The packages, the glucose, can't get delivered and they start piling up on the streets, which is our bloodstream.
And it gets worse. That excess fructose we mentioned, it gets turned into a really dangerous type of fat called visceral fat. And this stuff doesn't just sit there. It actively releases inflammatory chemicals. In our city analogy, it's like this fat creates a constant cloud of pollution, a smog that gums up the locks on all the doors, making those insulin keys work even less effectively.
Now, for a while, the system can actually compensate for this. The dispatch office just keeps yelling louder, sending out more and more keys, but, no system can run at 200% capacity forever. Eventually, it just hits a breaking point. It burns out.
And this slide shows that critical difference, that tipping point. During insulin resistance, the pancreas is overworked, just frantically pumping out extra insulin to try and keep up. But in type 2 diabetes, those specialized beta cells in the pancreas, they get exhausted and they actually start to fail. The dispatch office isn't just working overtime anymore, it's starting to shut down completely.
And this is where things get really dangerous. Because when the dispatch office fails and the packages pile up, they don't just sit there. This super high concentration of glucose in the bloodstream becomes toxic. It creates massive oxidative stress, damaging blood vessels, nerves, organs, everything.
In our analogy, it's like the undelivered packages are starting to rot, damaging the very roads and buildings of the city itself.
So now we can bring it all the way back to where we started. Remember that whole family of diseases we talked about? With this new understanding, we can finally see exactly how they're all connected.
See? It's all one cohesive story. That overwhelmed system leads to excess fat storage, which we call obesity. The liver, working overtime on all that fructose, leads to a fatty liver. A byproduct of that fructose metabolism is uric acid, which leads to gout. And the final, catastrophic burnout of the pancreas, that's type 2 diabetes. It's one single root cause, just showing up in a bunch of different ways.
Okay, so after tracing this entire complex chain reaction, what is the single most important thing to take away from all of this?
Here it is. The most crucial point is that type 2 diabetes is not the beginning of the problem. It's the very end of a long, silent chain reaction. Simply put, it's the smoke, not the fire.
And that leaves us with one final and I think really powerful question. If we know for a fact that the very first domino in this whole devastating cascade is sugar, what does that tell us about our power to prevent the entire chain reaction from ever even starting? That's what this is all about. Thanks for tuning in.
About vital life choice. Mental choices shape physical quality. Your VI choice of life.
Join Vital Life Choice
to share your stories about diabetes or pre-diabetes.
Make a vital choice of life for yourself and your loved one.
Join us now.
Join us now.
Join us now.
Join us now.
Join us now. Join us now.
Join us now to make your vital life choice.